Hey, this is Obelix doing a One Piece chapter review 983. And for starters, let's start with Peros Rin. And we see that he's headed to Onigashima alone. So Smoothie is. What's happening to Smoothie? Jesus Christ. Like, Oda doesn't want to give any screen time to Smoothie. Like, Smoothie is nowhere to be seen and he's headed to Onigashima. And we'll see how that works out. Now we see Big Mom has switched targets. She's no longer chasing Usopp and Chopper. She's now chasing Nami and Carrot and was it Lola? And we also see that the tank got hit and it transformed. But we see the hit was so strong that it actually injured them inside the tank. But still props to Frankie for, the tank survived. It doesn't look like damaged. Most is Usopp and Chopper the ones that look damaged. And then we see that Nami and Carrot are running. And we see they're talking about Sanji. And Sanji, he's hell bent on finding ladies, which is pretty understandable. But also, like, this is Oda's classic doing. He's just splitting up the group. And we see also Big Mom is creating new soldiers by sharing their life. I wonder if this is going to weaken her in some shape or form. And Momonosuke, once again, he's on the execution. Orochi is laughing it out. So we see if he actually gets executed, but I doubt it. And we see Zoro, and he's huffing and puffing. So Zoro is pretty much forced to fight. He can't run away anymore. So he has no option but to fight. And we see, like, the people he's fighting is telling him to just give up. So this could be foreshadowing for Zoro getting beaten down or some sort of ability using. And we see Kid. Kid is fighting. And he's saying they can't break through anymore. So they're going to have to fight. So they're pretty next to Zoro, I guess. They're pretty close. So it's Killer. But also, Kid mentions that his other crewmates they sneaked by. So they were able to bypass. So we'll see how that works out. And now we get to the main stuff. And it's Ulti. Ulti is really adorable. And she's super pissed that Luffy caused Pepe damage. But it wasn't Luffy, it was actually her. And she gets mad. And then she does a headbutt. Which it seems like almost like if they're King's Hockey, but it's not King Hawks. It's just Armament Hockey and clashing. And we see that Ulti is no joke. She's a competitor. Not only that, she recognizes Luffy in a straight. And we also see her Dragon for Inji Top Pachycephalosaurus model. Is the one that has a headbutt. But her hybrid form is pretty, I would say, okay. It's nice. But it suits her with the horns and everything. And her hair, she probably has weird hair. She doesn't have typical hair. So Ulti is sensing his haki, and she's recognizing Luffy that he's strong. He's no joke. He's a real deal. And Luffy is also recognizing her as she's a powerful opponent. She's no joke. And Luffy pretty much speed blitz Ulti. Well, it does see like they notice him, but they can't really do nothing against his speed. And we see that I think page 1 is out of commission once again, probably for a brief time. And we see Ulti getting super mad. And Ulti going in her full dino mode. And she appears to be physically stronger in this form, which is potentially a contradiction because normally you're the strongest when you're in a hybrid form. And we see Luffy can't break out of her clutches, like, period. He has to use Gear 4th. Like, this one of the Tobi-Roppa or the Tobi-Roppa requiring Gear Fourth to be able to fight against, which says a lot against the other ones. They're no joke. So Black Marie versus Robin may not be an option anymore. She may have a different opponent now, because I don't think Robin can tango, or maybe she could. It's unclear. And then we see the other part of this chapter, in which is the Thunder Bagua or Yamato. Yamato just one-shots Ulti. So either Ulti was completely caught off surprise, or this Thunder Bagua attack is like incredibly powerful. And that's also saying that Yamato is also incredibly powerful. Like, he's no joke. He's pretty tall, not as tall as Kaido. And he has the same dress style as Odin, the late Odin. And we see he says something interesting. He knocks out Ulti, and he pretty much says that he's here to help Luffy, and he's been waiting for him for a long time. And he's Odin. And these horns, I think they're real. They don't look part of the mask, so they're probably real. So I think he's like a banished son. Like, he inherited the will of Odin, but Odin wasn't a D, so this is kind of confusing. It goes against the D will, unless he was, or unless that's how the D will works. People inherit unfinished tasks, and you become a D. But then again, no, I don't think that's how it is. Because then Luffy would be a contradiction to that, because Roger actually did complete his tasks. He conquered the Grand Line and found the greatest treasure. Luffy is just doing what he did all over again, pretty much. I think Luffy pretty much is the inheritor of the Joy Boy's will, which has already been foreshadowed, unless that person is someone else. Kid, maybe? Who knows? And he says he's Yamato's son. So the Straw Hats now have potentially a strong ally within Kaido's mix, and is none other than his son. And you appear he has changed. I wonder if he was shackled somewhere and he broke him off, so they're probably not Kairoseki, because how would you break him off? And his club is also, it seems that it doesn't have spikes, so unclear where Oda's trying to go with here. And then the Oni mask. His design is pretty cool. I was worried that Oda was gonna do some like really lame design for Kaido's son, like some sort of like super fat kid. Nothing against fat people, but some super fat arrogant kid. And it turns out no, he seems to be decent. So we'll see where this turns out. Overall, the chapter, it did progress, because now Luffy is potentially inside, like the living quarters room, because that's where it looks like it. That's where it looks like he's running towards, in the living quarters. So he's out of the hall. So Zoro and Kid and Killer are still in the main hall, probably main fights for them. And Luffy's heading deeper inside. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.